Hello, welcome back or welcome to Soul Whispers with Michelle. This is a soul-led message, which means if it doesn't resonate, you're fighting the story in any sort of way, or it just doesn't make sense, please leave it behind for the souls that it's meant to find. May love hold you, may truth guide you, and may you be released from whatever is not yours. And so it is, my friends. All right. This may take me a little bit longer to get the clear inner workings because this is a newer deck for me. So work with me here. All right, let's see where energy is. It feels like you are collecting information and trying to get clarity from a situation or obstacle, or even, what do I want to say? Some like overcoming, whatever you launch to success, right? I'm getting the feeling of you coming off of the top of that mountain and then coming down into the valley, so to speak. And I think that there's some fog there that it's like, I need to come back down and really assess what just happened, whatever this obstacle I just went through, or whatever this goal was that I just went to. I've reached this goal. Now what do I do? And it seems like you're collecting information from either a goal that was just achieved or some obstacle that you recently went through. Let's see what phase you're in with this. So this card is about kind of being silenced and not really speaking your emotions. So I think this is a phase for you to really express and understand how you feel, again, about either the obstacle or goal that you just reached. I think that this expression is going to end up showing you a lot of things. Like you're going to gain a lot of wisdom and knowledge when you reflect upon this and you let your feelings out. You can either meet it with, oh, that's not true. Maybe that's just the shadow side that needs the light on it to just be seen clearly. Or it could be that it shines a light on something that does need to be refined in some sort of way. But it's only by expressing how you're feeling about it that you're going to be able to get to that truth. And this seems to be the phase that you're in. What don't you see? It feels like you don't see the danger of pursuing a certain road, or you didn't see the danger associated with whatever this goal or obstacle was. I say that because this is your path, but it's like if you make one wrong move, you're gonna end up falling off. Let's see what the wisdom to gain from this is. Almost like a mirror that you can't really see. I think this is important. This seems to be important with this expression, right? You have to see what you just went through, the goal that you've reached, or the obstacle that you just went through. You have to see it for what it really is. And it seems like you will get to that, but it does seem like you have to see the danger it feels like there was some sort of danger associated with this path. And you have to, the wisdom is seeing it clearly. I wonder if I can get a card for that. What was dangerous about this path? We have the Eight of Pentacles. It's almost like mastering the wrong thing. Being dedicated to something that may not be worth the risk. Typically, though, I would say if it isn't worth the risk, it would mean that it's not really what your soul wants. Otherwise, it wouldn't desire that. So if there's a desire there, I almost wonder if that's where you need to speak it through clearly, because maybe the desire is a shadow side to yourself. Like there's an illusion there of, well, I need to go this way because of this. And there may not be truth in that. Let's see what the key to this clarity, to finding out this clarity is. We have the candle. We're just shining a light on it. You know, you have to see the dark part of it. And it just feels like this energy is not wanting it. It's like you're not wanting to talk about it. You don't want to see it for what it was. But the key in this, it's like your soul put you here for a reason, and in order to not repeat it, for you to reach the same conclusion, you have to shed a light on why this was dangerous for you. But it feels like with that Eight of Pentacles coming out, it almost feels like it was dangerous because you were going to dedicate a lot of time to the wrong path. And why, I don't know if that's dangerous for you. I don't understand that fully. But the key is, again, to see why you chose that clearly. All right, let's see what you still need to learn as it relates to this past goal or obstacle. Lots and lots of light. It really is indicative that there's so much more revelation to come through. Alchemy is coming through with this. Where I feel like you have to turn this obstacle or this goal into something else. I'm like hearing like forged by fire. How does this connect to what you need to learn? Now, let's see the foundation this is building for you. Super interesting. This card is about like unrooted and becoming freed from what you were previously rooted in. So it does feel like whatever this obstacle or goal is, it's like, okay, you met the goal, but now you need to transform this goal into something else. Like this led to this. If it's the obstacle, it really feels like the foundation is unrooting the way you maybe have dealt with the challenges before. There's a lot of light to be learned, a lot of wisdom to be learned about how you previously, or even what you were previously grounded in as it relates to belief. Belief maybe about the obstacle, belief about maybe where you really wanted the goal to go, but it's transforming into something else. Like you thought once you reached this goal, that would be it. And now you're seeing that, oh no, I just had to get to here to now turn this into that. What keeps you in alignment with seeing this clearly? It's almost like you have to come to the conclusion of, okay, if this is true, then this. Because this is like a bridge that goes into the fog, and it's like you obviously there's either water or something here where it's like you can't really make a misstep. So you really, in order to stay aligned, it's like you really have to follow what you see in front of you. And I feel like once you do that, more is going to open up, and then more is going to open up. So there could be a lot of fogginess and uncertainty surrounding you, and there may only be one little thing that you can kind of hold on to is, well, this is true. And so it's like you hold on to that and then be like, okay, if that is true, what does it mean for this? All right, well, if that's true, then how do do you see what I'm saying? It's like once you become clear here, you can get the clarity, so on and so forth. What resource do you have available to see this? You have the ability to completely change based on the truth that you arrive, or the certainty that you do see. So the resources to me is really acting upon what you see, as we talked about within this card or position. And when you act accordingly, like I said, when you're like, oh, okay, I see this step, it allows you to walk through that portal or that obstruction and see the other side of it. So instead of this wall where you can't really see what's coming, you walk through the portal and at least you can see that next place. And this resource, so it's like this, it almost feels like it's your third eye, or your even imagination, your ability to see at least the next step in front of you allows you to clarity. All right, let's see what needs to happen in order for, or how will you know that you've become clear? You just know. This feels like a knowing that something is just right. Feels like you're going to be really grounded as it relates to that, and you're going to see the pathway ahead. Once you see that, once you feel grounded into whatever it is that you saw as it relates to that goal or that obstruction that you've just overcome, you then act accordingly. But you have to first kind of ground into what truth came out of that. And when you do that, that path is going to open up. Now, I feel like we did already talk about it. It's just more of confirmation within the cards. What keeps you connected to seeing this clearly, we have this basically underwater bridge. So even though it feels difficult, because, right, trying to walk underneath water is not hard. It's not like you can just sprint through it. And you're also emerged with like the emotions, right? The water. So what keeps you connected is, even though you may be feeling a certain way, what's going to keep you connected is just walking the path. It's walking the path while you're feeling the emotions. It's walking the path while it's like, you know that you have to get to this other side, and you know this part of the journey is going to stink, but it's getting through it energy because anyway. And interesting that I said energy, but I do think it gives you energy to continue. It's interesting because I'm having this thought of like, it is very difficult to continue to move forward with your emotions when, or to, we'll say, your divine path when emotions surface. But the way I see it isn't, it's interesting because now I'm noticing that it doesn't appear to actually be underwater, because you can actually see the water that's like, obviously you wouldn't have that current if this whole thing was submerged. So this gives me the external, being able to follow this clarity even when there's a bunch of emotions going on around you. And I mean a lot of hard emotions. Like, there's a lot of uncertainty because you can't see clearly because of the water in the way that it is. But it's still being able to walk for it. Now, you may have to allow the wave or the emotion to settle, basically, before you can see the truth of the situation. But what's coming through with that is, it's really interesting because I'm feeling really conflicted as it relates to this card. I know what it is. It's because I recently had somebody outside of myself call BS upon, it's funny, it was another reader, but kind of poo-pooing the people that are all like, love and light, and, follow the path, keep aligned actions even when you're feeling all the things, and just how that was BS. And I don't resonate with that. But it keeps trying to trickle into this. And so this is kind of what I'm feeling with that. Like, you're the same situation, right? That's that outside belief system coming in, that feels like it's all this water that's causing all this uncertainty. But there's a bridge right here with light on it that's like, you have to get to the other side, even though all of this is happening. And for me to get on the other side of it is to understand love and light doesn't always feel great, and it's not always easy. In fact, most times it's not. Like, when you're going through emotions that feel like waves crashing, that is not easy. But the problem becomes when you make decisions from that emotional uncertainty without the clarity. Like, if you know that you need to get to the other side of this, then you have to go through this water to get there. You have to find a way through it. And with this, it's like, typically I would actually say wait for clarity, but this card is not showing that. This card is like, no, the bridge is there. You may have a lot of emotions. It may be really uncertain, but the path is laid before you. And when you get through this on the other side of it, this is when you'll feel more harmony, more peace, and a less activated nervous system. But it's kind of not allowing those outside forces to stop you within your track. Now, you may have to plan like, okay, you know what? The wind is kicking up. Maybe I wait strategically for the wind to die so that it doesn't cause extra obstacles as I'm trying to maneuver this path. But it really is trying to find a way to take that aligned action even when the emotions are coming. So this would be the situation where you already know what to do, but then emotions surface that make you not want to do that. I almost want a tarot card too. Okay. The Seven of Swords came out with that, which is a deception. So this almost starts feeling like this has become a habit where if you become scared, you know that your mind will let you out of having to do this. If you're like, no, there's fear, that doesn't feel right, or something like that, there's a deceit there. And staying connected to the path, even when this deceit or this illusion comes, it's like, yeah, well, you know what? That may not work out to the best. But again, there's times when I do feel like that is resonant and actually true. And there's times where when fear comes up, that's actually not the truth. It's just fear taking over and your mind trying to rationalize the fear to keep you safe. What's being revealed through this situation? Your passion, your true fire. The part of you that's like, no matter how small it is, it burns so hot. So there's some sort of fire within you. There's some sort of passion within you. Look at all the there's so much fire. There's so much fire and there's so much like bridge in this. So many roads. And in part two, it's like keeping that fire going when everything else, keeping that motivation going through the fogginess. So I think there's a deep desire or passion that is going to be revealed through this reflection and revelation on this obstacle or goal that you just achieved. There we go. Achieved. Okay. Let's see, what do I want to say? What protects your clarity? Feels like really keeping to yourself, like there's a cave here, there's a peacefulness here, but you're also letting the light in. So I do think it's a deep reflection, especially with this dark space. It really feels like stillness in order for you to see the light. And this is what will protect this clarity to come to you. And it could also be too, we talked about the phase you're in with expressing. I do feel like this is more in relation to you personally than it is to expressing to somebody else. Like, this is why I think this card is coming into play. Because I think this is expressing out loud how you're feeling so that you don't push it down and you can actually allow whatever you're feeling to give you information and to see the truth. And this is going to help you take the next step, the next step, the next step. Even if that future is blurry, you're still at least able to move with what you see in this moment. So even with this, it feels like there's not a whole lot of light, but when you focus on something, it will become clear. But again, there's just really being truthful with yourself. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you. If you felt like this supported you, you felt seen, please reciprocate that support. My Venmo and PayPal are located in the description. If you would like to support this channel in a free way, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel, do just that. And I really appreciate your support. Until the next time, my friends.